The waves from this splashdown could be downright titanic. Days of Our Lives fans got one heck of shock yesterday with the news that Steve Burton would, rather than be rejoining General Hospital as we had thought, be heading back to Salem. Related story: Days of Our Lives spoilers November 7-18. Though Burton's Harris Michaels only had a brief run on Days of Our Lives back in 1988, he brought the character back in a big way in last summer's second chapter of the Sudser spinoff, Beyond Salem. At the start of the spin-off, he and Hope were an item, though it was soon revealed that Harris was secretly working for Stefano's newly resurrected daughter, Megan Hathaway, and Hope was on to him. A few episodes, a couple kidnappings and a disastrous wedding later, Harris was shipped off to prison after proving he truly cared for Hope enough that she promised to find out if he'd been brainwashed or not. And seeing as how Beyond Salem ended with that cliffhanger revealing that Megan had just successfully, with a little heavenly help, resurrected Bo, there's a whole lot of story out there waiting to be picked back up. One thing we know, is that upon his return, he'll be mixing it up with his Beyond Salem kidnapping victims, Stephen and John, and their rescuers Marlena and Kayla. But that, we have a feeling, is just the start of who Harris will be interacting with in Salem. In fact, if we were the betting types, we'd say we're about to get not just a Harris return, but also the Bo and Hope return and a real reunion. And if they come back, it may be for good. Believe it or not, that's not the look of someone who hates Harris. Christian Alfonso stated a little while back that while she was not up to popping in and out of Salem, she wouldn't be opposed to returning on a more permanent basis if the story was worth it. And we can't imagine a much more worthwhile story than Bo and Hope reuniting, though that just happening with a snap of the fingers would be no fun. No, instead, what if she came back with Burton to reveal that Harris had, indeed, been brainwashed by Megan? It is a DiMera family hobby, after all. Hope could prove he wasn't in his right mind when he was committing all his crimes, use her law enforcement connections to get him free. And that, of course, would draw the two of them closer together for real. We already know that Harris's feelings for her ended up being genuine enough that he defied his puppet master Megan. Maybe, in time, the two would even grow close enough to try that wedding thing over again, but this time without their ulterior motives. And that, of course, would be just the moment a very much alive Bo returned to Salem. That shock could prompt Hope and Sean to team up to figure out what the heck happened and what Megan's plans are, and maybe it could even bring Sierra back to town. We have a hard time seeing Ben come back with her, seeing as how Robert Scott Wilson's busy with Alex, but there's absolutely no way Sierra couldn't introduce baby Bo to his namesake. At this point, it's inevitable that these two reunite on the earthly plane. Credit, Jill Johnson, JPI Moore, Lamon Arki shares joyful behind-the-scenes photos. What do you think? Beyond Salem wouldn't have ended with that massive cliffhanger if the folks at Days of Our Lives didn't plan to tackle it at some point. And with one of the story's key players now joining the soap proper, it seems like a no-brainer that we're about to get the resolution we've been waiting for. Days of Our Lives now exclusively airs on Peacock. To make sure you never miss an episode, click here. Please note that if you purchase something by clicking on a link within this story, we may receive a small commission of the sale. Relive Bo and Hope's epic love story with our photo gallery of the two through the years.